This is the evening news at 6 on Adoa TV, coming to you live from our studios on the John Evans at Amels High Street in Accra. You can also watch the evening news live on Facebook at Adoa TV Ghana. The evening news is brought to you by Asatec Roofing Sheet and Cookware, Blue City Ties and Accessories, and Vena Mineral Water. My name is Benedicta Dodu. Now, in tonight's bulletin, Honorable Benito Owusu, Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, has disclosed that 85% of seedlings planted as part of Green Ghana agenda survived. And people of Uni in the northern region are lamenting over post-harvest losses as a result of bad road networks. And Christmas has always been a month of memories. However, lately the aura of the season is dying. We took to the street to ask what your fondest memory of Christmas was, and we will bring you that shortly. We will be bringing you details of these stories and more in this bulletin. Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources Benito Owusu Bio has disclosed that 85% of the over 6,000 seedlings which were verified to have been planted out of the over 7,000 distributed according to reports survived. He explained that this report follows an independent assessment which was undertaken by the National Investigating Bureau, formerly BNI, on the project across the regions and districts, and their reports were favorable, indicating that 85% of what was planted survived. This and other details he gave briefing the media earlier this morning at the Meet the Press series.
Thank Ghanaians for the massive support that we received during the Green Ghana Day. What happened has never happened in the history of Ghana, to be able to get the entire citizenry, being led by the President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to embark on a day program of planting over 5 million seedlings. Yes, that was what we said. Our target then was 5 million. And this was to help in restoring our degraded forest cover. Overall, 7 million seedlings were distributed. Mark was achieved, and going forward, we also started with the monitoring and evaluation, making sure we visit the locations to ensure that at least people were taking care of the seedlings. Our various district offices, that is the forestry district offices, under the leadership of the CEO, also ensured that they monitored what was on the ground, and we can say that yes, we were able to achieve our targets. We also had a concept where we were able to rope in the Ghana Education Service with the secondary schools to have a program called the One Student, One Tree Initiative, and that really also helped us a lot. Every student in every secondary school was also tasked to also look after one tree, one seedling. And this has helped because it has helped to inculcate the culture of tree planting also in the youth. When you are doing something, it's always not the best for you to be seen to be monitoring your own self. And as such, we are very pleased and happy when we were informed by the National Investigative Bureau, that is the former BNI, that they on their own have done an independent assessment of the Green Ghana project across the nation in every district. They've actually presented their report to us, and I can say that the report was very favorable. The report states that 85% of what we planted survived, and that we should pat ourselves very well for that, because in the field of afforestation, 85% survival rate is a very good percentage and a very good mark. We still not ended with the fundraising aspect of it, because we need to also be able to raise enough funds to be able to undertake next year's Green Ghana Day event. So our lines are still open for donations. Those who intend to give us, we are there to receive. And then we'll make sure that we will use it for a very just cause to help in greening Ghana.
Now, the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kuma Abuaji, is encouraging persons who intend to access indoor events during the festive season to get vaccinated. According to him, this is part of measures being implemented to avert surge in cases during the festive season.
There are other measures that we want to use in averting the surge post-Christmas. Because Christmas will be the incubation period. Then after the party, that is when things come in. So we are encouraging all persons who intend to access indoor events to get vaccinated. Event organizers and facility managers are encouraged, or should encourage persons to get vaccinated. Outdoor events in open air spaces are encouraged as much as possible. And such locations include sports stadia, football parks, outdoor events and centers are all areas that we want to encourage. The capacity for indoor events must not go beyond 25% of the existing capacity of that facility to ensure social distancing. We all know that indoor areas is the place where the spread is highest. And we are also made our teams ready, that all those organizers that should actually invite a team to come and assist them in the setting to make sure it is safe. We always have this, all COVID protocols to be observed. But that's just in writing. When you go there, nothing is getting observed. Now we want to be part of the team that set up the place to ensure that exit, entrance, spacing, etc. is appropriately done and also maintained to ensure that we really mean that all COVID protocols are being observed. Why are we promoting some mandates? The aim is to protect the residents of this country from COVID-19 and also prevent the fourth wave from coming into Ghana, or at least reducing the impact of the fourth wave should it come. And I think we can see a little rise already. Also avert the high cost of managing COVID-19 and provide opportunity for investing in other sectors. As you are aware, the effective date of that vaccination will be made by the minister somewhere in January, as you already mentioned. All health workers who should be vaccinated. We have already done assessments. You know the proportion of health workers who are not vaccinated, and they are all been alerted that they have to get vaccinated. All security personnel should be vaccinated. All staff and students in secondary and tertiary schools should be vaccinated. All government workers or those working in government institutions and parastatals are affected, and all commercial drivers are affected. And to encourage that, that's why we are providing vaccines. As of yesterday, all the taxi drivers and airport drivers are being offered the vaccines to ensure that by the time it comes up, they are all, because they are also at risk. If you see this 484, for those who come in, they are the people who are going to carry them. And so that is one area that we are looking at. There are venues that will be affected. These are the nightclubs, beaches, sports stadium, restaurants, and government offices and hospitals. These are areas that are likely to operate. They're not because if you are a patient, you can go there, but this is more like the people who work there who have to be ensured that they are protected.
Okay, then we take that as the last question. And we'll go to Doc for his response.
Still on health, the Ministry of Health has said persons without vaccination cards which prove they've been vaccinated will not be allowed to access places like church, nightclubs, amongst other social gatherings this December. This decision has received a lot of public backlash. Now, the National Democratic Sami Jemfe, speaking on Accra-based radio station 3FM, has added his voice to this by saying that no law in Ghana allows the Food and Drugs Authority to perform an emergency use authorization, as drugs must be approved. Hence, the emergency use authorization being used by the FDA for the vaccination program is illegal.
Africa has recorded far more COVID cases than Ghana and COVID deaths. Ramaphosa, fully vaccinated, recently tested positive for COVID and now Brazil has said that they will not. And so the impression that all countries are moving toward and saying that in America, emergency use authorization.
Meanwhile, Defense Minister Honorable Dominic Intiwol has given a hint to Parliament that consultations are far advanced by the ministry to purchase a wide-body aircraft for government business. The process, which he says was triggered by the Ghana Armed Forces, would see to the supply of assets for the Ghana Air Force and Ghana Navy to enable the armed forces efficiently defend the nation.
To ask the Honorable Minister for Defense the nature of the steps the ministry has initiated to purchase a new presidential jet, as announced by Director of Communications at the Presidency, Mr. Eugene Ahim, on 27 September 2021, and what is the policy justification for the purchase of a new presidential jet? I thank you.
Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Air Force has indeed written to the Minister for Defense to procure for the use of government business the main aircraft for the communications squadron of the Ghana Air Force. The policy and strategy of the Ghana Air Force has been to maintain a minimum of 2 fixed-wing aircraft, which consist of a main aircraft, which is a wide-body aircraft, and supporting aircraft that are required to undertake thorough and effective government business. Mr. Speaker, in the absence of the wide-body aircraft, the Ghana Air Force has temporarily been using the CASA 295 to fill in for the shortfalls and gaps created by the non-availability of the specific aircraft designed for this task. It must be noted, however, that the CASA 295 is not suitable for government business in view of its design and features, which makes it a pure military aircraft. Mr. Speaker, however, consultations are ongoing with government, Parliament, religious bodies and trade unions on the purchase of a new aircraft for the Ghana Air Force and Ghana Navy ships to enable the Ghana Armed Forces effectively defend our nation and carry out their duties as we expect. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to confirm that all of us, from the indication I get from all the consultations, is that it is paramount, especially because we do not have Ghana Airways, it is paramount to have an aircraft that can do government business. Mr. Speaker, the logbook of the CASA 295, which is a pure military aircraft, is so full that it is not safe for us to continue to rely on the military to be using a pure military aircraft to be ferrying government officials. And government officials include members of parliament. In fact, one of the bodies that use the military aircraft is MPs. If you check the records, the members of parliament use the military aircraft more than
the decision to purchase a bigger private jet for the president and his entourage for purposes of conducting state business outside the country has been in the public domain for some time now. Others have assented to it, saying it has become necessary because, in a way, it is cost-effective. Others have also opined that it would be insensitive on the part of government to purchase an aircraft, especially taking into consideration the state of the country's economy. Now, the next report by Wilson Emmanuel has more.
So, because I penny or money in a shenansa, and so, but they imagine training. Why? Oh, Yameba Shayan, Yameba Shaw, no, dear bass, I see so no one be put a why? And see, me there, me my Jennisenka, Mamma and top. No, because so too quiet, I saw Cono Bantam. So I make crank a metal.
The constant dilemma of whether or not Ghana should procure a bigger private jet to accommodate the president and his entourage while traveling has become a roller coaster conversation for months. Recently, Minister for Defense, Mr. Dominic Nitiwu, has been handling the process in relation to buying a bigger and new presidential jet. The minister has made it clear that government has decided to buy a bigger jet to save costs. Meanwhile, Director of Communications at the Presidency, Mr. Eugene Ahe, also prior to that, had given a hint at a press briefing at the Jubilee House on Monday, September 27, 2021, that the move to get a bigger fit-for-purpose aircraft was part of cost-saving measures on the travels of the President and other state key functionaries.
In 2008, it had procured 2 jets. The current Falcon, and then a bigger Embraer, if I'm not mistaken. And for one reason or another, the bigger jet was cancelled, and we were left with this particular one here. I don't know what I mean. Obviously, it would have made much more economic sense to keep the bigger one, because obviously when that happens, when you're traveling with your delegation, and as you know, you don't have to send media people ahead of time. All of you can just go at a go. Saves cost and everything. But well, it has happened, and you collect that the Minister for Defense has made it clear that government has decided to buy a bigger jet to save us from all these troubles. I wouldn't want to go into details. I'm sure when the Minister for Defense has the opportunity to give further information as to what government is doing with respect to that, I'm sure he'll do that. But I know for a fact that, yes, as he has rightly indicated, government is already in the process of acquiring a bigger jet.
However, Communications Officer for the National Democratic Congress, NDC, Sami Jenfi, on Saturday, 2nd October 2021, reacted to the NPP government's decision to buy a new presidential jet, saying the Akufo-Addo-led government's decision to acquire a presidential jet at this time is a case of misplaced priority. Mr. Jenfi stressed that government being aware of the woes of citizens who are managing to cope in a post-COVID-19 Ghana and so pursuing a quest to buy a presidential jet is unacceptable. Again, Deputy National Youth Organizer of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, Chief Nikes Mbenu, on Tuesday, 3rd October, has also said that President Akufo-Addo and his government's decision to purchase a new presidential jet is curious, most especially when the country is trying to navigate the impact of COVID-19 on the economy, and he even entertaining the idea to buy a new presidential jet is inconsistent. Speaking to Adoa TV on this topic, some Ghanaians found the decision rather disturbing, and they claim the hardship in the country is unbearable for President Akufo-Addo and his government to even conceive the idea of purchasing a new, bigger presidential jet.
Because already you will be that. Na say you will be na say o san the ska fufura san ko to bioma. Then na just say o say o boy double. Because already there's rumor say who can hire private jet dware wo ni nema aye wo plane bi wo hono. I mean o san ko to bioma na say e cabo so buy say we Ghana foka and I said yeah ni musu bi say ye nu ye ho papa seriously.
Oh, me who ni say on top because I want you my name do. And I'm over and so me who ni say it's kabe no de beto and I'm boa. So there are many projects for why was all the and no who here pa what I say. So jet ni dey fa so bi eni so.
Just no consuls say bia ye fair baby and asili bia but me akwa ban temsia.
Oh no be enjoy and I'm boa so come for the whole country ndi na chinko. Enjoy no gwa na ko enjoy what jet ni. What I say. So no ne me who ni say no da no ya dey like a bit favor no kwa and favor Ghana for what I say so me there me who ni say a good idea cry one bit
Mrantie ne maba wo nya ndwuma ye omanya yenya independence say 64 years ni na enkola de wo mo ye futo fo ene twro e wo school dem so omanya yetimu a mo ana mo ka se covid na normal bo kwa na ekoso na mo nwe no ho e ma normal prices na ma fo na manyi sika na musu mude kokoto player ya play ni bi wo ho so ese o pa chire se ye dwo ho aye ntiase da se na politicians omo ba omo anu de omo be ka chire o ba nya no na yehu da se enka menyi ni se gidie nya wo ni mu no enya no yehu no omanu mai onimu a mo yen kan kire ni se me ka kire so wo behwe bia ka kire so omanu mu ayeden enwoma mo ba power 2016 ne omo ka kire anoma omo ka kire na anu ni yehu.
Honorable Yao Frimpong Ado, Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture and MP for Mansadubia, has announced the minimum cashew producer price for the tree crop season 2022 at Wenchi in the Bono region. Now, it's been projected that the minimum cashew price in the coming year will stand at 5 cedis. This move, according to the Honorable Minister, will encourage farmers to produce more and also create a standard price for the cash crop. Our regional correspondent Nana Abba Asamoah comes through with the next report.
Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture and MP for Mansadubia, Honorable Yao Frimpong Ado, has announced the minimum cashew producer price for the 2022 tree crop season at Wenchi in the Bono region. It has been projected that the minimum cashew price in the coming year will stand at 5 Ghana cedis. Honorable Yawado said the price for cashew production in 2022, with its minimum price of 5 Ghana cedis, will encourage farmers to continue to produce with a standard price provided by government. He stated that the Tree Crop Development Authority, in sync with the agric industry, will provide solid raw material-based industrialization, develop rural economics, and assist in the structural transformation of the national economy.
Private sector individuals have had a field day over the years. And what we did today was not competition. A lot of the farmers over the years have petitioned the ministry. But stated that no, they also need some minimum price regulation like that. And by the grace of God, this is the day that we had that occasion. And as I mentioned, a lot of stakeholder consultation took place before we came by this. And actually, not everybody will be happy. We know that there are some private individuals who purchase cashew. And they also work with some of these farmers. And they will influence them. Say, no, we can give you 8 CDs, 10 CDs and all that. But when you look at the world market space and you want to help your farmers, the generality of them, you have to set that minimum price. Maybe it's some lack of understanding. Because what we are saying is minimum price. That nobody can sell below. Even last year, some people sold some at 2 cities. We don't want that 2 cities to happen. So we did a lot of comparative analysis and came up with this new price, which, as a beginning, we said they should take it like that. And then we are going to work on it. And anytime there's a minimum. So anytime there's good price out there, you should know that naturally it will go up. You didn't set a ceiling price. You see, the minimum price that people cannot sell below.
Yes, but they were expecting.
That's why I'm telling you.
The CEO of Tree Crop Development Authority, Honorable William A. Quito, also explained that cashew production is very important for the country and therefore pleaded with farmers to accept the price announced. He said this is the first time government has announced the price of cashew production since the board was established.
That came from a group of cashew farmers as put by the father, who kept knocking at the door of Parliament and all stakeholders who matter, that they need a board at that time, that they need a board, just like Cocoa Board, to regulate and develop the cashew sector. At the same time, oil palm, mango, coconut, rubber were all also putting up the same agitation. So when MP came to power, or when MP was planning to contest in the 2016 election, we put this in an manifesto that when we come, we're going to ensure that we have such an authority or such a body to control and regulate these crops, so that they will mimic all the activities that we have in Cocoa Board. So on this date of the 9th September, when the president was launching this authority, he gave us a mandate, and let me call it a target.
Now, in Unique Community in the Kumbugu district of the Northern Region, residents who are mostly farmers say the road which leads to the district capital is a roller coaster. The road has no tar or gravels, making movement of vehicles and motorbikes challenging. They say this has affected the transportation of farm produce from the community to other places for consumption and sales. Nuruddin Ibrahim, our Northern Regional correspondent, comes through with the next report.
Residents of the Yoni community in the Kumbugu district of the Northern Region, who are mostly farmers, are complaining of post-harvest losses as a result of poor road network. The road, which leads to the district capital, has become a roller coaster ride. The road has no tar or even gravels, making movement of vehicles and motorbikes very challenging. This, they say, has affected the transportation of farm produce from the community to other places for consumption and even sales. One of the elders of the community, Imba Al-Hassan, speaking to Adoa News, registered their frustration, indicating that they feel marginalized. Moving to the district capital is not easy for us. Vehicle owners have stopped using the road because of its bad nature. It's only motorbikes that try to manage their way out of this community to the district capital. The road has become too dusty. So because of that, using motorbikes on the road is very difficult and unsafe. Our only job here is farming, but whenever we cultivate our farm produce, it's very challenging to move the farm produce from the farm to the district. Large portions of the farm produce get rotten. We vote every election, but the politicians have turned their back on us. So I'm using this opportunity to beg everyone, especially the politicians, to fear God and come to our aid, or even fix our road. Chief Imam of the community, Malam Osman Saibu, also indicated that challenges in the area are enormous. During he pleaded with authorities to pay much attention to the road. During the raining seasons, we hardly move from this community to other districts. The road becomes slippery and rough with water taking over, so we are appealing to government to come to our aid.
Now, Chief of Pishugu in the Karaga district of the Northern Region, Na Al-Hassan Andani, has donated medical equipment to the Pishugu Health Center. The equipment donated included 28 detention beds, 1 deep freezer, 5 digital thermometers, 2 electronic weighing scales, 5 kidney dishes, and other medical equipment to the health center. Earlier this year, the chief made similar intervention where he donated an ambulance to the health center to facilitate referral cases in the area. Addressing staff and management of the health facility, Nyem Pishugu Lana tasked them to make good use of the medical equipment. He pledged his commitment to continue to undertake social impact initiatives and projects that will enhance the lives of the citizenry. Nyem Pishugu Lana, who happens to be the former managing director of Stanbic Bank, further called on corporate bodies and the state authority to pay much attention to health-related issues. The Member of Parliament for the Karaga constituency, Honorable Mohammed Amin Anta, in a statement lauded Chief Alhassan Andani for his stewardship. This is yet another demonstration of the sterling leadership of Na Alhassan Andani and the love for his people, he said. Sir, the people of the Karaga constituency are grateful for your continuous support to the improvement of their well-being, the statement read. Moving on, the Savannah Regional New Patriotic Party members have said a statement made by the Member of Parliament for Sola Tuna Kalba constituency, Honorable Andrews Chiwete, that there are no boreholes in Savannah region is a palpable falsehood, he said, and I quote, "For the avoidance of doubt, it is not true that the NPP government has not constructed a single borehole or water project in the Savannah region. That is falsehood," unquote. Salifu Adam Jabu, our Savannah Regional correspondent, has more in the next report.
The Savannah Regional New Patriotic Party members say the statement made by the Member of Parliament for Solwa Tuna Kalba constituency, Honorable Andrews Chiwete, that there are no boreholes in the Savannah region is palpable falsehood. They said, for avoidance of doubt, it is not true that the NPP government has not constructed a single borehole or undertaken any water project in the Savannah region. The Savannah Regional NPP Director of Communications, Mohammed Issa, made these comments at a press conference held on 14 December 2021 to address what he terms as palpable falsehood of the NDC and its surrogates in Parliament, and to remind the people of Ghana about the incurable taste of the NDC for distortion and fabrication for petty partisan propaganda. According to the MP for Solwa Tuna Kalba, Honorable Andrews Chiwete, had the opportunity on the floor of Parliament to question the Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources on how many boreholes and small water systems were constructed by the ministry between the period of 2017 and 2020, the locations of the boreholes, and also how many water systems and the cost in total. The MP said the Ministry of Sanitation gave a comprehensive answer, but the MP, Andrews Chiwete, and his NDC colleagues chose to do their usual partisan politics without recourse to the answer provided. Mohammed Issa said the NDC in the Savannah region and the former president should be the last persons in the world to start any discussion on water projects.
It also appears on another note that the minority MPs in the Savannah region have taken over the palpably incapable armchair regional executives of the NDCs in the region. They have actually taken over the work as regional executives of the party in the region. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the case of the NDC minority in this matter was to the effect that the MPP government has not put up a single borehole in any of the districts or constituencies in the Savannah region. This claim is a complete fallacy, and I'm sure you, the media in the region, will testify to the numbers of boreholes and water systems you have visited and reported on with government officials. Indeed, I'm sure all of you, and just a few of you, were not present when the president came down and commissioned the Yape water project in 2018. I was with most of you there. Indeed, just last year, and even this year, if I must say, the president was also in Salaga to commission the Salaga water project. These are the most prominent ones that we are all aware of. So if the media was there to cover all this, and a simple Google could give this out, and a whole member of parliament, in fact, a whole minority group could go out and pontificate such lies, I'm sure that we will leave it for the people of Ghana and the media to take through. Aside the wanton disregard for reading, Honorable Chiwute and his minority colleagues could not simply appreciate the question they even put out to the minister themselves.
He said the ruling government, under the able leadership of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, have done massively well for the people of Damango and the Savannah region in general, as compared to that of the NDC, listing numerous drilling projects across the Savannah region.
Under the West Gonja Municipal, President Yinawura Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia has the following projects. They have drilled and constructed a borehole at Bosunu, drilling and construction of borehole at Ndewura Japa Senior High School, drilling and construction of borehole at Akibito in Damango, a borehole at Hangalai, another at Larbanga, another in Moknori, Murugu, Alhassankura, Kantin, Frafra, Sori number 2, Dapalakura, Buroto, Agric Settlement, Jefrano, Jamfaro, Nabori, Kananto, Abingapura, to mention but a few. In fact, aside this, the MP for Damango and Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Lawyer Abu Jinapor, has done more than 20 boreholes in partnership with others across the municipal. And if the media is desirous of saying, we shall provide the list for them. Under the North Gonja, or in the North Gonja,
Rice and chicken and a bottle of Coke and Piccadilly biscuits were all Christmas traditions that if you grew up in the 80s or early 90s, you are accustomed to. But now all these things are everyday meals. So we are asking, what is your fondest memory of Christmas? Raphael Tete and Wilson Manuel come through with the next report.
The season of Christmas comes with its own aura, this ranging from colorful atmosphere, lights and good Christmas carols. These soft melodies has a tendency of melting the hardest of all hearts. A Christmas carol is characterized with lyrical sequence that speaks directly or indirectly to the birth of the Messiah. An estimated 9 over 10 children born to Christmas parents can sing at least one carol. However, with the passage of time, Christmas celebration has veered off the normal tangent of celebration with the advent of technology. The traditional way of celebrating this season is gradually fading away, and this includes passing of gifts to neighbors, Christmas postcards, and even families rehearsing Christmas carols have become a thing of the past. We took to the streets of Accra Central Business District to ask some Ghanaians what their fondest memory of Christmas was, and here is what they had to say.
Tete hono bronya wo hu nse edi ne style bi na say ye nyoma bia na e de pa ba na ni ho e de pa na wo kai wo bronya mu a onya yanka ene so e wo ho
na tete mremu no ye bedi bronya oba nse na yakwa akotwetwa we abe belo no ebi wo ho mpo ye nya abedie na ye nya akoshi kubedie ni bi na ye si bronya dan na ye si bronya dan na ye di agro mu titi bronya ni de ye de change sesi abronya ye di sesi abronya ni de ye hunu anu kra e bi se titi mremu no who di bronya who say who di bronya ye cocky sway hold kiswe for the Christmas wo ho ye cha ye chocolate enyama what we di mako sesi abronya no ye hunu anu ye nya de maye sesi na de na akoye se wi ase nya de maye nti ye sre se wo mu wo ska no mu tutu ska na scambra o man ni mu na mu ni bi no mu so mu nya bi no mu tutu nyama na ma bronya no ye de maye bronya nyumu aye ni mu wo ye nkran kasa mu se bronya mi ba mami ba e no kwe ha mi Bronya mi ba papa ba e no kwe ha mi na ye tu se bronya ba ma beto bibi ama me bronya ba papa so beto bibi ama se si ade bronya na enya de e na nkra so aba no so fon nti omani abia kyen omani abie pa che ye se sa phone na omukomu no omukọ phone mu internet so ni nyama no ama nkra na ni abia che se no si fa bronya belo dan kra obeka se enye sa na titimrem no sa na yesu yedinu
me da nyama ase afi akọ na afi san beto ye mbio nti yele nyakopon ase nti afi akọ afi abo ni nyina ni nyakopon me da wasio yehuwe me da wasio nyakopon me da wasio safi akọ abeto mi o nti me da wasio amen nyakopon amen oh kwan fa so Christmas kan te no re na ye bepa mo ana wo to mbabo ya mayen ani atare satam ye adwuma na ye nkwada nti o pa huna fa no atama no se brenya we sewei ani wo kuma akoko ama sa ko no
akon de hu hia
akoko no nya na ko fa scan we ngo se ba akoko no wo chemu fo se mu ba fo a o chongo se no se a no se twemu se o be nya kwata nti ko sa wunya fu ngo se a ne a say wiase abue a bedo ngo se ba ko o bedo be tu nti say wiase kwa na kwani ba ni ya nya ko bon hira sa o be papa na o be ni ye na nya ko bon hira wa o su yi ko na da ja so ba be to be pe
Watching the evening news at 6 on Adoa TV. We'll be right back with sports.
CB makeup now. Amaka correct. Why your best mankasa? That's it. Who any one? Oh, middle. You captures about one man. CB makeup sauce. Ah, yeah. Me see CB makeup sauce na make a year.
Yeah, you CB men and women's capsules na ye nim ne dada. And one year packaging na ye the
Wow! What a packaging. CB men, any CB women capsules no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada won di fie do ye. En ka ho.
Susanna. Ghana man be man tamase.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aje edwedin kato yato.
Blue City is a manufacturing supply of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240-926-564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emil's Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Welcome to the sports segment on the evening news. Now, Ghana has officially launched the 13th edition of the 2023 African Games, which will take place in Ghana. The ceremony took place at the Accra International Conference Center, where Sports Minister Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, with some dignitaries from local organization committee of the African Games and officials from the Ghana Football Association, unveiled the logo, mascot, and the official website for the Games.
2023 All-African Games has finally been unveiled at the Accra International Conference Center as Ghana is set to host the first ever African Games in history. The West African sporting powerhouse won the right to host the 2023 African Games in October 2018. Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, the Minister of Youth and Sports, as well as Parliament's Select Committee on Sports and members of the local organization committee of the African Games, all came to grace the event at the Grand Arena of the Accra International Conference Center. The 13th edition of the African Games will see the University of Ghana Sports Stadium set to be the center of the game, as the Boteman Sports Complex will have some auxiliary facilities like swimming pools to support the games. The Boteman Sports Complex was initially scheduled to be the center of the games, but construction works were disrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic. This will be the second time in history that the games will be decentralized, in the process that started in the previous edition held in Morocco. 3 cities in the country have been chosen for these functions: Accra, Kumasi, and Cape Coast. During the event, the 3 newborn babies, Akwele, Akwoko, and Teria, representing the mascot and logo, were unveiled.
So our first one is the logo. Thank you so much. In our tradition, give birth to triplets. The firstborn, the name we give to the firstborn is Akwele. So we name our mascot as the logo Akwele. That's our first one. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Our second born is in our tradition, the Grand tradition. The second born is Apoko. So our mascot is Apoko. Thank you, Honorable Minister. And finally, our third born. My beautiful baby is also smiling, and our tradition again.
The executive chairman of the local organization committee, Dr. Kweku Ofosu Asari, during the ceremony confirmed that there will be regionals and national competitions in January to recruit more athletes.
What do we want to do in the coming days? The LOC intends to organize regional and national competitions to unearth talents to build Team Ghana. The President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has charged us to ensure that we build a very strong Team Ghana. So from January to March, we will have this exercise to select district and regional athletes for Team Ghana. Then in May the same year, we'll have the national competition, 16 regions, plus the 3 CISA institutions, making it 19 competitions, 19 teams, I should say, and the competition will take place in Kumasi.
Sports Minister Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, on behalf of the President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, said that Ghana will host the best ever All-African Games coming up in 2023.
As far back 1965, the first African Games, the then called All-African Games, were held in Brazzaville, Congo. It involved 30 African countries and about 2,500 athletes and officials. Ghana participated in the first African Games, making this nation a founding member of the African Games. Since 1965, the African Games have held in 12 different occasions by 9 African countries. Algeria, Congo, Brazzaville, Nigeria have hosted the African Games on 2 occasions. Ghana, a founding member of the African Games and a key player in our socio-economic and political affairs in Africa, has never hosted and organized the biggest sporting event in Africa, the African Games. This is our time. Come 2023, Ghana will be ready to welcome 54 African nations, about 5,000 athletes and 2,000 accompanying officials, and 1,000 international journalists and foreign dignitaries and spectators to this opportunity to welcome the entire world to Ghana in 2023 to experience the African dream. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the outdooring of the logo, mascot, and website for the 13th African Games, Accra 2023 today, is therefore to cement the commitment of my government and the people of Ghana to host and organize the biggest sporting event in Africa, come 2023. The launch of this logo will pave the way to vigorous market the game and do serious business with the games and mark the game's marks and symbols. I'm told that the logo and the mascot are registered trademarks, and its purpose that any authorized use or unauthorized reproduction, imitation, counterfeiting, or modification of any of the symbols will be prohibited by law. Every event or sport organization needs an update website, and the 2023 African Games website will stand out as a way that makes it easy for visitors to digest and detailed information on the competition and upcoming events and preparation for the various federations and other nations, results and schedule about the games. Today's event gives me the conviction that notwithstanding the time that lost by the devastating effects of COVID-19, the local organizing committee is on the path to deliver a very memorable African Games come 2023.
The 13th African Games is expected to bring together 54.
Now, at the grand launch of the upcoming All-African Games, Sports Minister Honorable Mustafa Yusuf made it clear that President Akufo-Addo has provided the necessary equipment for preparations of facilities for the All-African Games. Now, according to the minister, Ghana is prepared and ready to host the All-African Games, and the president has provided all financial logistics needed to make work faster for the contractor to get the job done by the end of August 2023.
We've launched the logo, the mascots, and also the website. That tells you, that's a testimony that we are on track and we are focused in delivering, as I've said again, the best ever African Games. The preparation, we are on track. The provision of facilities, His Excellency the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, has made sure that all the financial and logistics that we have to put in place to get the facilities ready by 2023 August is done. The contractors are currently on site for both the African Games Village and also the sports facility centers where the athletes will be using for the games. All the contractors are on site and they are on track. The good thing is that they are on track. We are, as you are all aware, we are leveraging on existing infrastructure, that's the University of Ghana, and also the facilities that we don't have as a country, we develop them. Those we don't have, the contractors on site to make sure that we get them. Those we have, like the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, we are putting it to a level, a standard that will be suitable for the African Games. And also the Games Village, we need to modify it and make sure that it's able to accommodate the athletes and officials coming. So we are on track to answer your question. It is my prayer that COVID should not distract these games at all. And so far, yes, there is a new variant. We are still working. The world is still operating and the world is still active. The good thing is that the whole world, the entire world, is now ready for the virus. And we are putting all the necessary protocols in place to ensure that whilst we are putting effort to defeat the virus, we are also making sure that we are economic activities and sporting activities are also ongoing. So we are on track and we will not be deviated at all by the COVID-19.
And that is all for tonight on the evening news at 6 on Adoa TV. A recap of our top stories. Honorable Benito Owusu, the Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, has disclosed that 85% of seedlings planted as part of Green Ghana agenda survived. People of Uni in the northern region are lamenting over post-harvest losses as a result of poor road networks. And Christmas being a month of memories, lately the aura of this season is dying. We took you to the street to ask what your fondest memory of Christmas was. For more news, log on to our website www.adanewsonline.com. My name is Benedicta Dodu, and the evening news is brought to you by Asatec Roofing Sheet and Cookware, Blue City Ties and Accessories, and Verna Mineral Water. Thanks for staying with us. Enjoy the rest of our program.